Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show. Today, I got to be a podcast listener on my vacation. I had oh my goodness. We drove to Florida to see my daughter, and it is a 11-hour drive, typically. That's about what it takes.
Which is not fun.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
it's a big day.
Yeah, I can make it, and all right, you leave early and you're good. Holy cow. Going down there, it took us 14 hours to get down there.
Ew, wow.
And it just was like every problem that you could imagine.
Traffic?
Yeah, it was all just
really?
traffic. Yeah, stopping in places that it shouldn't have stopped. It was just...
Like construction, accidents.
Yeah, everything.
The run.
Full lane stoppages. And, then I couldn't get into HOV lanes they have. Sometimes they have express lanes, and I have a passport in Georgia. And they were like, oh, we're closed. We're just not going to do that today. I was losing my ever-loving mind. So I listened to some podcasts, and I listened to some Matt Walsh. And I like Matt Walsh, but he gets me so riled up. And then I listen to some Candace Owens and some what's his name, the guy Ben Shapiro, and I found myself that after I consumed about 3 hours of that, and I'm stuck in traffic.
Long time.
Yeah, I was severely angry. So then I went to what Betty Rock would go to, and I went to Murder Podcast. Which, when you're angry, listening to Murder Podcast probably not your best choice.
What did he do wrong?
I know, and so then I'm like, okay, now I see why people might like our podcast a little bit, because it's not as bad as those, and it doesn't hopefully make you angry. Even though we'll rant about some things from time to time. But this is our chance to kind of catch up a little bit as well. Betty Rock got sick over the first part of...
It's getting to the point where you're going to start saying classic Betty.
I know.
I said that today.
It's terrible. So
Last 3 vacations.
I'd say last Christmas you almost died.
Okay, so it started last year. Well, I can't say that. It started 2 years ago in 2022. During Christmas, I got really bad sick. It wasn't COVID, but it was something bad.
It was
COVID. It wasn't. I even got tested for it. It wasn't. I got tested for it. That first one.
Yeah.
Not the second one.
Not the second one. She had it the second time.
I don't know. I have tiger blood. Anyway, so the first time I got sick, and I couldn't have Christmas with my family. I spent all day at home alone by myself on Christmas. Then come 2023, so for Thanksgiving, I got really bad sick. And then for Christmas, so I do all the things I wanted to do. We had a busy week leading up to our break.
Both of those breaks,
Crazy busy.
the show was so busy and so frustrating.
Yeah.
And you just want to be done and relax.
Yeah, and so when we were done, Friday I had to pack some boxes that we were going to give out. And then Saturday we delivered them. Sunday was the day that I had my last big thing to do, and that was helping with the kids' church thing. So I do this whole thing, and I'm feeling kind of chilly. You know when you have the creepy crawly
kind of COVID-y.
When it's
kind of COVID-y.
And so what's funny is I'm helping with the kids, and this one kid comes in. He's probably 6 years old, and him and his brother are coming in, and I'm like, oh, hey, I'm so glad you're here. And he's like, yeah, Mama said if we stopped throwing up last night that we could come in. I'm like, oh, great. So anyways, I'm starting to feel the chills.
Yeah.
And we go out to eat after church, and I have to leave. I don't even order. I have to leave. I'm like, I don't feel good.
Really?
I had to drive home.
That was quick.
I was sick with a stomach bug. So that was Sunday. I wasn't good until Thursday.
That is a long time. That's 4 days.
I'll tell you, and I've said this before, when I get a stomach bug, it affects me differently. And I think it's because I don't have as much to lose. So when I do lose a lot.
Is that a fat joke?
No, but when I do lose a lot, dehydration kicks in quickly for me. And so, I feel weak. I didn't take a shower, and then maybe the third day I took a shower, and it took everything out of me.
Those are some bad days. I get it. I feel for you. I felt so bad. I saw your posts. I'm like, oh, not again.
It's terrible.
Well,
you were unlucky.
Yeah,
I know.
I got to a thing for a long time. It was weird. It switched because before I would get sick right before I went on vacation, or then I started getting sick right after vacation, and then for the longest time it balanced out. But then this year, I got sick. We had a cruise that we were doing with my daughter's boyfriend's family. And I got sick the week before, and I was still sick a little bit on the cruise, and my wife got really sick on the cruise. And then for Christmas, sure enough, man, Christmas Eve morning, I wake up, and you're like, swallow. You're like, oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
No. And sure enough, man, I crashed hard that whole day. I wasn't feeling good. I was sick Christmas Day, sick the drive home for Christmas, and probably another 2 days after that. And I'm good now, but it wasn't like deathly ill in like Betty's Southern Exposure. It was just kind of like I had a head cold.
Yeah, but still.
Northern Exposure, way better.
But still, like, those are rough days.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is the stress that's leading up to the holidays.
I do think that.
And it affects you.
And your body kind of goes, I'm good. Now I can get sick.
Exactly. And I think, too, a lot of us, when it comes to colder weather, we're staying inside more. We're around people more in these closed environments. And so it's easier to catch what
Well,
they
it's
have.
interesting you got sick from those kids. And that's a big mom
I don't know if I
thing.
did or not.
Oh, because that's a big mom thing.
You made it sound like it was coming on, or was it right?
I felt fine that morning.
Which
getting
is so
up, getting
weird.
ready.
Yeah.
I was fine. I go to church. I'm good. The kids get done with their thing. I'm starting to feel a little chilly.
It was the kids.
I don't know what it was, but could it be that quick?
I don't know. That I don't know.
That I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like it's one of those things. That's like a mom thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like you don't, like moms that are like super responsible, they don't send their kids in because they know it's going to run through whatever their school is, their church, whatever. But then you've got the moms that are just like, oh, he's fine. Let him go. I don't want to deal with him today. You know, like,
And to a certain degree, you kind of don't, I don't blame moms who just
want to get rid of them. I know.
Get rid of them or just want their kid to get back to what they need to do.
Well, and my heart goes out to them
School.
because there are some moms that have to go back to work. I get that. But also, you're jeopardizing other kids. Like,
It's a big
there's other
domino.
moms that need to go to work, too, and you're putting them in a difficult situation.
Yeah, like after I got sick twice, because of Christmas, we were with Spencer's family as well. And so, like, I don't want it, like you said, classic Betty. The thing for me is like, oh, great, every time I see him, I'm going to be like, oh, here's Wally. Is he sick again? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I hate that. So, oh, man. Did you see that footage, that airline footage of that Japan Airlines plane engulfed in flames as it was landing? I guess it struck a Coast Guard plane, and there were 367 people on board, and this whole thing is in flames.
Dang.
So
Yeah.
I didn't see this. Are we talking?
I didn't either.
It's in the air.
It
on fire?
landed. No, it
So
landed, hits the thing, and bursts into flames.
Okay.
So 367 people on this big plane, 12
plane.
crew members. It is a big plane. And they said that everybody got off the plane safely. How?
Yeah, because if that had been done in America, it would have been like,
Yeah.
ah!
No, like I can't even get off the thing to make my make my connecting flight because of some knucklehead that can't seem to get it together to get out of the aisle and get his bag out of the overhead bin. Like I don't understand
If
how
that
everyone doesn't die on the plane.
You would be stuck behind that woman that accidentally put her luggage like
10
in a
feet behind.
compartment
Yes.
like behind.
Yes.
And she's like, I can't leave it behind. Or someone with an emotional support animal, and you're like, get out that plane.
I saw a lady walk into the movie theater yesterday with a full, huge dog. And yeah, so she's letting it use the bathroom in the courtyard. And then she walks into the movie theater, and it didn't have an emotional support dog vest. It didn't have a service dog vest. I'm like, and this is a big dog, like a Weimaraner. Like, how is that possible? You know?
Maybe they just understand like selflessness and order better than we do, because I think the American way is that it's like, it's me first. I'm the most important person when it comes to getting off this plane. It's all that matters. Maybe they're better at saying, hey, let's all get out of here alive together.
I thought I was getting into my last flight. I thought I was getting into we're going to have to videotape this because this is going to go weird. There'd been a crying baby behind us for a while, and it had cried a lot. But I had my headphones in, like not a big deal. This mom gets up, like the plane hasn't even stopped rolling yet. this mom gets up, she's got her kid, and she's screaming, I have to get off this plane. I have to get off this plane right now.
Gosh.
And I'm thinking, is the kid having a medical emergency? She did what no other human being practically has ever done. She made it from the back of the plane all the way to the front of the plane.
Smart.
When people are trying to get up and she's like, I have to get off this plane. I have to get off this plane right now. She's holding her kid and like kind of yelling this. And like, I'm like, oh, wow, where's this going to go? I've always wondered what would happen, because I've seen it.
And you as a first responder.
Does she need help? Ma'am, do you need help? And I just follow her, but I grab my carry-on so I could get off the plane first. No. And I never found out what happened to her. Like, I couldn't see. I was way in the back.
Maybe she was just stressed out. Because,
that's what I was wondering.
I mean, if you're a mom of a newborn and you're like, the last thing you want to do is have them cry because you know people are going to be angry with you. Maybe she just stressed out.
In some cases, if you're the people, I almost would be okay with letting her go.
Absolutely.
Because then you're like, I get to avoid 6 more minutes of this person, of this baby crying.
You want to get off this plane now? Please. Everyone sit down. Let her go. Let her go.
For her sake, for our sake.
Boys.
Because I think she left her husband on the flight, too. Yeah, I mean, she was just gone. It was weird.
How do you not follow? Honey.
Yeah, like, it was just, she was just gone. And then it was so far forward, I had no idea what happened. And we all ended up getting off the plane normal. It wasn't delayed. So I don't know if when they opened the door, they just let her right off. If she was having a panic attack, or I have no idea.
Maybe.
But it was definitely kind of a weird thing. I didn't know this, but VeggieTales just celebrated 30 years. The Veggies, come on.
Man, that's a long time.
That is crazy.
If you like to talk to
Now, I didn't grow up with VeggieTales, but I think, Betty Rock, you did, right?
I did, but I was definitely probably older than I should have been.
Really?
I'll admit that.
I was 19, just listening.
I liked VeggieTales. I still love the cheeseburger song. That's a classic.
Yeah.
And I think they're just cute.
Yeah, I didn't raise my kid on VeggieTales either. Like,
this is what I grew up on.
Is it really, Gavin?
I'd say that there's like elements of my childhood and my faith that was constructed by VeggieTales, felt boards, and graphic
flannelgrams for you too?
Oh, 100%.
I thought that would have been way past you.
No, that was probably one of the last times because we volunteer at our church. I never see flannelgrams anymore. It's more TV shows or graphics or animated stuff. But yeah, I love this stuff.
Well, they did an interview with Phil Vischer, one of the creators of VeggieTales. What's that?
Isn't Phil Bob?
Oh yeah, I think he's Bill, and the other guy is Larry the Cucumber. What is his name? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Naraki.
Mike Naraki.
Yeah.
And so they, created the show, and it was years and years and years ago, 30 years. But there was part of the story I'd never heard. Like, I've heard them tell their origin story a little bit. But Phil explains that they wanted to do this thing where they could teach Bible stories and stuff like that. But the technology of the time for animation could only handle very simple shapes. Like, you couldn't animate people. You couldn't do things like cute puppies. You could only do things like scrubbing bubbles, like the bathroom commercial, like scrubbing bubbles. Like, that was all that the technology at the time afforded them. And so he's like, I need to make simple shapes to tell stories. So he thought, what could I use? And he's like, well, we could use a candy bar. And so he made a little candy bar on the computer, and he gave him eyes and a nose. And he's like, this would work with kids. But then his wife comes in, as wives always do, the Debbie Downers, or the voice of reason. She's like, moms will hate it if you make their kids fall in love with candy. And so instead he was like, all right, she's right. I'll do, vegetables.
Oh, so we almost got candy tails instead of
VeggieTales. How much better would that have been?
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, and so then he did Larry the Cucumber and stuff like that. But I'd say I love the interesting origin stories of things and how they came to be. But the thing is, what's really crazy is over that 30 years, animation changed rapidly and drastically, but they kept that same formula and that same outlook and that same look. They never changed.
But if you watch the first VeggieTales tapes compared to the ones that they release now, there's a big difference in like
It's more 3D and stuff.
Yeah, it's just
and,
better.
Yeah, but they still like hop, and they still don't have legs
or arms.
Yeah, it's just,
they can hold things.
It's a really weird thing. But I thought that was kind of a cool thing. So if you grew up on Veggie Tales, now you have something to share about that. Lady Rock, what do you got?
I have a list of celebrities that passed away in this past year, 2023.
Okay, I'm curious because I had put together a list of these as well, of ones I was surprised by, and I've kept it on my desk forever, and then I never got to it because we just ran out of time. And so I'm glad we're doing this, but I can't even remember my list now. So it'll be interesting to hear who died.
So this was 2023?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, just last year. Matthew Perry. I think we all remember that one at
that one's new.
54.
The most recent.
Yeah, that one's fresh, yeah.
Yeah. Suzanne Summers at 77.
I forgot about that. Yeah, she was the Thigh Master 3's company lady.
Michael Gambon. Is that how you say it? Michael Gambon? You don't know who Michael Gambon is?
I don't know. Gambon, the Irish actor.
What?
What?
I thought you would know who that is.
Yeah. Okay, so Dumbledore. What the
okay.
Wow.
You call yourself a fan?
My bad.
Rookie.
My bad. Rookie.
Jimmy Buffett.
Poser.
76.
Who's that?
Oh, Buffett is a singer, songwriter. Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot he died too. I'm always amazed. Again, I forget who's still alive and who's not.
Bob Barker.
Yes, that one I remember.
At 99.
But that is one that if someone said, yes, Bob Barker dead, I'd be like, I think so. But is he? I don't know. I'd have to Google.
Pee Wee Herman.
I forgot about that one too.
Passed at 70.
All this year. He was 70?
Yeah, he made it to 70.
Holy moly.
Tony Bennett at 96.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that.
Pat Robertson at
Forgot
93. Tina Turner at 83.
Oh, yeah.
That.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that one.
Yeah. Jerry Springer at 79. I forgot about
Again,
that one.
of those that I would have swore he was still alive.
Yeah.
Like if we were doing a trivia contest, I'd be like, no, trust me, he's still alive. Go with me on this.
And then Lisa Marie Presley at only 54.
Oh, that's right. She was young. Yeah. Anyone that's like under 55 now, I'm like, oh, they were a kid. Why so young, God?
It's not your time yet.
Exactly.
So if you went in this year, which you won't.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll see.
Would we be saying that he was young?
I hope
How
so.
How could you do this to us?
I still can't move both of my shoulders from like mountain biking accidents, so I act young anyway.
How is your shoulder doing?
Still bad. Yeah, still bad.
You need to get another shot.
I do, but the problem is the shot like masks the pain.
It's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, because it doesn't heal
surgery.
Yeah, but I'm not doing a surgery.
Right. So you might as well do the shot.
I know. If they would keep giving me shots like every month, I would do it, man.
Were you the one that was saying it hurt real bad?
No, mine did not. My wife's did.
Oh.
She had a shot in her shoulder because she had frozen shoulder, and hers hurt really bad. Mine, I didn't even know they'd done it.
Wow.
And I had that night I had instant relief, and it felt so good I forgot, and then I went and hurt myself again.
Classic Wally.
I know,
right?
right? It's so stupid, But yeah, I still I can't my arm going up to here hurts, and so if I have a ladder at my house that I have to take off of this hook. To use. And of course, over Christmas, I got to get all the Christmas stuff done. So I go to get it up and I have to turn it sideways and get it off this thing. And my arm just locks up and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I get it off the thing and I put it up and I start getting boxes down. I have one real heavy box of lights. So my wife is standing below me and she was like, here, I'll help you. I'm like, okay, but be very careful. I go to hand her this box of lights. My arm completely lets go, and I literally almost dropped this super heavy box right on her head. And I dropped a swear to full disclosure and a big one. And then she was mad at me about that. I'm like,
can't win.
I know. I'm upset because I almost killed you. Give me some credit for this, But it was a bad one.
Now, on a different topic, did y'all fight over when to take down the Christmas stuff?
No.
Is the Christmas stuff down?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got back.
My parents threw away their tree. They had. Yeah, I was over there Christmas Day. If it were up to my mom, she would have thrown it away after we had opened presents.
Really?
She's just we're done. Yeah.
That's awesome.
She hates clutter. She hates.
I get that.
I don't know. She hates the Lord's birthday. I don't know. She just is ready to get it over and done with.
We left the day after Christmas, drove to Atlanta, stayed the night there with her brother, and then we came home the next day. On the way home, we were discussing, hey, when are we going to take down Christmas. We still have till the first of the year. I'm off. We could do it. And I'm like, I'd really like to get it down as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, that's fine. But I'd really like to keep it, a couple extra days, just enjoy it now that we're home.
You put it up early, too.
We did, yeah. And I reminded her of that. And so we got home, and I said, well, here's what we'll do. I'll get down some of the boxes. And I said, I'm taking down the lights. I'm going to do that, because that's my job. So I'll take down the lights. So she's like, okay. And she started kind of taking down little things. And she's like, can you get me the box for the ornaments? I'm like, yes! And so we had it look like Christmas never happened in our house that afternoon. Oh. Like we drove 4 hours to get home. And then we took about an hour or 2 hours to just disassemble Christmas. It felt so good. Oh, no. I sat there and like, oh, this is amazing.
Now, I saw on our stories something about there was a box that you used for the manger scene, and it was from your mother. And it was a vodka.
Yes. My mom, I got the vodka. I got the manger scene. I was at my mom's house recently, and so she was like, oh, do you want the old manger scene? I'm like, yes. It was such a big part of my childhood. I loved it, and it's so messed up. It's so janky now. Like the camel's legs are broken. Half the people don't have legs. They're cracked. They're like this ceramic-y kind of what do you call it when you put the tape and the paste over balloons?
Oh,
paper mache.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're like paper mache. And so they're all broken, and it's so janky. But, man, it was such a part of my Christmas. And so I'm like, oh, this is great. So I set it all up, and then after Christmas, I took it all down. And as I'm putting it away in the box, I'm wrapping each piece carefully to make sure that it doesn't get any more broken. And I tape up the box, and I go to put it up so it's about head high. I'm like, it's a vodka box. Why is the manger scene in a vodka box, Ma? So I still haven't asked her about it.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Need to.
Oh, I have to.
That's
There's
an
got to be
interesting
a story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't my family wasn't a drinking family. Like we didn't have alcohol in the house and things like that.
So this is bizarre.
Yeah, so this is really weird. Like, why is this in a vodka box? I bet my sister did it. No.
Oh my God.
Good shot.
I'm talking to you, Jenny. No.
Wow.
Wow, Jenny.
Separate question.
Yes.
How was everyone's New Year?
Uneventful.
Yeah.
How about you, Gavin?
I mean, games and
did you do
staying
games?
up late. Yeah, I'm trying to think back on what we played. We played a game called Spicy Uno, which is fun.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Spicy Uno.
I love that game. What else we do? Settlers of Catan, which is
nice.
just that's a long game.
It's a frustrating game.
It's tough. There was definitely one moment at the very beginning when Haley pulled a dumb move, and by dumb I mean smart for her, and it just messed my entire
whole game up. Yeah,
and I legitimately sat there and I was like, "You knew I was going for that," and she's just like, "Yeah, but I had to do it." I was like, I don't think you did have to do that.
Yeah, but she did it to you because she cares nothing about the vows that you took all those years ago.
Oh, wow, that got personal.
She does not.
I think I legitimately, halfway through, was like, I'm sorry I was so mad at her. I legitimately had to apologize because I got so mad.
That's funny. Did you do anything, Rock?
I didn't.
Did you just sit at home?
I tell you what it is. A bunch of my friends, they were either sick
Yeah.
or their kids were sick or they were out of town.
Yeah, because we didn't do anything.
So, I mean, and there were times where I was busy. Like once I got done with my stomach bug, I definitely was busy. But towards the end, it was kind of winding down. And I could stay up as late as I wanted, but I don't know. I guess as I'm getting older, I'm like, I don't really want to stay up as late.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I liked it.
Exhausting.
I got up at 10 o'clock on Christmas morning, and normally I would have been up at 6,
Ugh.
Yeah, and it was great. Right now I'm yawning, and it's and I'm tired again.
I hit a wall big time.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't help.
When we were waking up all last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it doesn't help. Well, and let me tell you this, too. So Rayford and Beans, they wake me up.
Or cats.
They wake me up around between 4:30 and 5:30. And I have to get up and I have to give them their wet food because that's what they're used to.
I get that.
Yeah.
So I do. And then I can't go back to my room and go back to bed because they will just come back there and fight with each other on my bed, or they'll get in the litter box and they'll just keep scratching because they're just bored and need attention. So what I have to end up doing is I move all my stuff to the couch and I fall back asleep on the couch.
Oh, that's funny.
And I open the blinds for them so that they can look out the window. And
nice
that keeps them busy.
Really?
That's a lot to do.
It's
and
ridiculous.
like, you know that I understand that based on the Jasper stuff. Like, it is exhausting. And it's hard to, sometimes it's hard even when you go back to sleep to wake up and go, rested. You're like, I feel like I had 2 separate, not so great naps last night.
But it was nice to like lay on the couch and know I had nowhere to go that day and I didn't have to set an alarm.
Yeah.
And I just fell back asleep and I woke up when I woke up.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, this schedule definitely gets you a little bit.
It's hard to come back to.
But it is nice to, I was thinking about this and I didn't find myself like laboring and just
dreading
No.
Tuesday coming around. I was
because you got Monday and we came back and it's nice. 4 days.
Right.
Weekend.
Like it's not so bad. And I'm thankful for this job. And I'm somewhat thankful for y'all.
Oh,
yeah.
But
that was a lot, trust me, from her.
Oh, no, I feel like I'm warm and cuddly inside.
But it is nice to like have a place to go, have a routine.
Sure.
Because once you get out of that routine, it's like,
and a purpose. I mean, because I literally, like my wife, I mean, constantly we were like, well, what do you want to do today? I'm like, I don't know. I don't really want to do anything. There's things I want to do I know you don't want to do. Yeah. Or it was really cold and I couldn't work on certain things, you know.
It feels kind of mundane.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like I'm almost like I've been like being like, oh, I can't wait to retire. Now I'm kind of like scared of it. Like
I could never see you retiring.
I don't think you'll retire per se. I think you'll like settle into something
you'll
else
always
that
have
just
something
gives you purpose, but it's not well, no. You'll still do something 40 hours a week.
Yeah, there's no way. I was
it's
like,
just what age do you want to be? Like, do you want to be 75 years old, still doing something all day, every day?
Right. No. Golf.
One last thing.
Same here.
One last thing. Maybe it's because you haven't gotten a haircut in a while, Gavin. I'm not sure. But you are.
It feels like it's gonna be like diss.
No. You're giving Kenny Roger vibes big time.
Oh.
Can you see it, Wally?
Maybe a little bit.
I'm telling you from the side, when he if those were like aviator sunglasses, you'd be like, that's a red-haired.
Yeah.
That's a red-haired Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, if he was
gray.
A
younger. Look up younger.
Oh, okay.
Like when he was what was the band he was in? He was in a band.
I never knew he was in a band.
Kenny Rogers?
Oh, yeah. He was in a band. And
I can see it a little bit.
What was the songs that they sang?
What?
Yeah.
I've always just known him as Kenny Rogers.
No. He had a band before it.
What?
Yeah, Kenny Rogers in the
Gamblers? Is it was it Kenny Rogers
song,
in the something?
It?
Yeah.
You got to know when to hold 'em. When to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. No, you're definitely giving off Kenny Roger vibes.
Interesting. I didn't expect that. I thought you were just going to be like, you're looking rough, Gavin.
I'm so sick of my...
You had 2 weeks to get a haircut. Good job.
I know.
No.
I'm so sick of my thumbs or my phone.
What?
Okay, so I want to look up Kenny Roger Band, okay? So I start typing Kenny Roger Band.
Okay.
And what it typed for me was Quinny Rigger. KWNNYRIGER. Quinny Rigger is what it wrote for me.
I can't even guess what you're trying to do.
No, like my thumbs, I mean, I don't even understand.
Do you guys
I'm giving up.
I'm finding that more times these days I'll have my phone and I'll do the Google this. Like I go right to the speaker versus even typing.
Right.
These days.
Yeah. Kenny Rogers in the first edition.
Okay.
That's what they're called. And they did Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town.
Oh, that was them. See, I always thought that was him.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like
dropped in.
It's kind of like
just
now
dropped in.
Mike in the 10th Avenue North. You know, it was like
Mike's Avenue North.
Yeah, it's what it is. Like he's back as 10th Avenue North, but it's him.
Guess what, guys? We're back.
Yeah,
I'm back.
When you're the singer, you can do that, and everyone just attributes anything you do now to what was. Like with Kenny Rogers, any song that he ever did where he was singing it's Kenny Rogers, and no one would ever think about the first edition or whatever. So, all right. Well, birthday?
Yeah.
No birthdays.
Okay, we'll start over tomorrow. Perfect.
But sing it like Kenny Rogers.
Know when to hold on. Thank
know
you for
when to
listening.
walk away. Know when to run. You never count your podcast. When you're closing out of town, there'll be time enough for casting when the podcast's done. There you go.
Oh.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.